People think brushing your teeth is good for you.
So you don't brush your teeth either.
I haven't brushed my teeth in years.
So I don't need to brush my teeth.
You don't need to shower.
Okay, big dog, showering is where I draw the line, okay? I gotta deal with patients' stinky breath all day long. I don't wanna deal with them being stinky too, okay? But for real though, I got 1,000 questions asking me, this guy never brushes his teeth. How is it possible that he still has teeth in his mouth? And we're gonna figure out exactly why that may be. So one thing we need to know about the Liver King is my dude is shredded beyond belief. And why? I don't know, probably something else that we don't wanna talk about here. But he does say that he eats a lot of animalistic stuff, a lot of protein, a lot of stuff. He doesn't eat a lot of carbs. He eats a lot of just raw meat all the time. And if you didn't know, the way that we get cavities and stuff on our mouth is, well, basically we have this bacteria in our mouth that lives there. And then it eats on carbohydrates and sugars, and then it poops out some acid. And that acid gets on your teeth, it starts to dissolve it away, and then it attacks that, and then the cycle repeats. So if my man is only on like a carnivore diet, he's only eating meat, he's not eating very sugary things or carbohydrate things, there's no fuel for that bacteria to eat. And then in turn, more than likely, it's not gonna cause cavities because there's nothing for it to eat to cause the cavities. No acid, no tooth decay, no cavities. Now, there's other things too. I mean, he could just purely be genetically different too. I mean, he could have had a ton of fluoride in his water when he was younger, and that strengthens the teeth up like crazy. You actually see these little white spots, we call them fluorosis. And that actually means that your tooth is infused with fluoride and it's super hyper strong. Another thing is he genetically could not have those bacteria. I know it sounds weird, but we are born without the ability to have cavities. And the only way we can get cavities is if your mom or grandma or some family member or somebody else kisses you, you drink after them, anything like that, and transfers their bacteria to your bacteria. So if you were like a bubble boy and you never kissed anybody your entire life, you never drank after anybody, you would never get cavities. How wild is that? Another thing could be just genetically his saliva amount. Maybe he has way more saliva than most people. If you have a ton of saliva, it washes your teeth better, less chance of cavities. If you don't have a lot of saliva and you have a dry mouth, you're in a lot better predicament or a worse predicament to get cavities. But that being said, as a dentist, I don't quite buy it because one, cavities can form very slowly over a really long time. And so unless he's getting hyperdental, looking at it in examinations, he could have cavities that we don't know about. And that doesn't even include the periodontal gum issues and bone loss that could be going on from him not brushing and flossing. My guess is he still does brush his teeth, whether it be with his finger or rub it, or maybe a miswalk, or maybe even a toothbrush without toothpaste. Maybe he's saying he just doesn't use toothpaste, and I'm sure he probably flosses some too. So should you take advice of the crazy mountain man on TikTok? Probably not. He can be a little weird sometimes. But that being said, who knows? Maybe he knows something we don't, and maybe he's solved the problem of the world. But my guess is he's probably got a little bit of bone loss, and he probably stinks a little bit too.